We found out that underneath this section of stairs is nothing. Well, not quite nothing. This is from the kitchen side of the same thing, and it's, if you look inside, that's the drywall we were just looking at. So I went in there and poked some holes, you can just barely see them, with my drill, so we can put like a door there and have all of this room underneath the stairs to put like Christmas decorations or things we don't often use. But in here we found, let's see if I can find it, this is a 7-Up glass bottle that was left in here by the original home builders or Macmillan or whomever, and on the bottom it actually says 1975. So this was in there the entire time and we never would have found out. Crazy.
And there's the old passageway and the holes. There's the holes.
There goes the stucco onto the house. The guys trowel it on by hand. I thought maybe they use some sort of like a hose or something to spray it on, but nope. They get up there on the trellis and lacquer it on, and they try to match the texture of what was existing. Pretty cool stuff. So today's a pretty big day. I'm in the master bedroom, and below me is the padding for all the carpet. So the carpet's getting installed today, which should be more or less the last step. They got a few more lighting fixtures to put in and you know, put the cover plates on, but it's painted. They got the floor trim and whatnot in, and the carpet is going to be one of the last steps for upstairs before they start working on the kitchen and the living room, finalizing all that. The drywall's in, as you saw, but they're going to have to texture and paint down there right after they put all this back together. But hey, the upstairs is almost there. Real exciting. So they started working on the kitchen area. This is the soffit where the air conditioning vents used to be, and they run up and over and down here and here so that they fill out more of the room. Instead of just being on one side of the room, they're in the middle. And then here is the kitchen. Look at that, everything but the countertops is in. So this will be a big countertop. It'll come out to like here to sit on. Drawers everywhere. And then the sink is in the middle. The dishwasher will be here. And then we've got the fridge, freezer, and giant freezer right in the kitchen, so we don't have to go in the backyard anymore. There's the filtered, recirculating air ducted microwave, and then there's the new pantry area, and we figured out where we want shelves for that today. And yeah, looking like a kitchen finally, instead of just a big empty space. I think we're going to use this area for another microwave cart, where we're going to put our toaster oven and our second microwave for big meals and whatnot. So that's a pretty big upgrade. So while the guys are in the living room and the kitchen finishing up the painting and the everything else that needs to be done for them to be all finished, the AC guys already finished up, and they added this duct and AC outlet for the garage, which is awesome, because if you've ever been to an SDL event here in the garage during the winter, it gets cold and then we have to turn on the computers. That's not a big deal, but it's in the summer, well, it gets quite hot. And so I asked them, we got all this extra power because we have 2 units now. There's plenty of extra power to run AC into the garage, and they said, yeah, this is the only place they could really duct it and not have it take from anywhere else. So I wasn't a big fan of this, so the reasons why my hands are spray painted green right now is I got a little inspiration from my dad to decorate that, and a little inspiration from my buddy Mario. So I made a warp pipe, and I'm going to be shoving this over that, attaching Mario maybe to the top or something, and using it as a nice way to cover up and keep with the theme of gaming here in the garage. And there's the finished product. Mario's hanging out in the warp pipe, and right now it's open, it's blowing cool air. And if, let's say, it's hot in the house and we have the heat going, but we don't necessarily want to pump heat into the house, all we do is pull the lever on the side, bam, and it closes the damper and restricts the airflow. But for right now, it feels nice having AC in the garage. I like it. Alright, so Dad and I are on our way to our storage place because everything my parents had in their old house is basically in storage right now, except for a few clothes they've been wearing around the house. So now that their closets are done, we can pull them out of storage, and I'm going to show you just how much stuff we haven't been able to unpack quite yet. Check it out. So this is one of 2 storage units that we have, just full of the stuff that was in my parents' big ass house. And it is full all the way to the top. You see, those are the buckets I used for the Mario thing. And 1 truckload going home. We also picked up these corner units, and they're going to go in the kitchen to put the coffee maker on and all the different K-cups and stuff we have. Okay, so the painting commences. They painted all of our doors, the new ones and the old ones, so that they match, including the garage door out to the where we do our LAN parties, and the front door. It looks like a brand new door. No more smudges and whatnot. I wonder if they removed the hardware. Probably not. Even the door to the office is brand new looking, so that's pretty cool. Today they're going to be going upstairs. We just moved the bed from my room into my mom's room so that they can finish off the window back there so we can get it measured for blinds. So I got all of the smart light switches paired up now that they're installed. Only a few left to do, and so I can do stuff like let's do the kitchen lights. Well, another big day here at SDL HQ. We've got the stucco guys back. It's been about 2 weeks since they put on the first coat, and now they're putting on the color coat, which is the final for the inspection for the stucco to be complete, which means the electricians can come in after and put the outside lights and plugs in, and then they can start worrying about the awning, assuming the weather stays up, which it might not, so that probably delay it another week or so. So that's one big task. That alone would make this a pretty big day, but no, we've got more. The flooring guys are coming to grind down the existing concrete and the new concrete to the same level so that they can start putting in the vinyl flooring. And the countertop guys are coming to bring in and cut and place in the countertops in the kitchen. So they're going to have to come in 1 crew at a time so that they're not stepping on each other. So they're going to be working on that in the kitchen, of course. So here's a really good example of the stucco finish. So it looks pretty dark in this area, but as you get towards the edges where the sun was able to hit it for a while, this color here on the fireplace chimney and stuff is the original stucco, and this color here is new stucco. So you can see they're pretty close, and as this pigment starts to dry and the water gets slicked out of it, it will look pretty close to the original stucco, and it'll lighten up. So, pretty good color match. And they were nice enough to even fix this damaged bit of stucco on this front stanchion here in front of the house, and you can see the color difference from the right to the left, the new stuff and the old stuff that hasn't dried yet, and that should not be noticeable at all once it dries. And there's all the countertops. So the Tesla Powerwall guys are here checking out what needs to be done to make the Powerwall install as easy as possible. They're talking about, you know, moving some loads to a sub panel that'll be on if the power goes out and it's just the batteries, and then everything will be on obviously if the grid's working and the solar's working. So they're in there checking that out now. Okay, so the flooring guys are here and they're floating the floor down, which means they're making it level from the new floor to the old floor and any imperfections in between. So they're putting wet cement down or filler, and then putting down all of this vinyl. It's getting real close, guys. I'm really excited. Well, not bad. They got all the way to here already, but they had to float it all the way out to here to make it level, and they're probably going to have to fix a lot of this scarring as well to get it to adhere. So while the guys are doing the flooring in the living room and the downstairs hallway and stuff, my dad and I are out here replacing this little side floodlight with one obviously with LEDs just like the rest of the house, and this one's going to be motion activated, and we're going to have this box come down off the bottom of it to replace the plugs that I installed for the fan door. And so that'll come down and hopefully look pretty nice and be GFI and enable us to be able to turn the fan door on and off with a light switch, but the lights will only come on if there's somebody out here that needs the light. So it's a nice little way to do it. Well, a day that I've been waiting for since before New Year's. The Powerwall guys are due to be here today to do their initial rewiring of our panels and put in all of their electrical bits and things like that. So yesterday, Dad and I got everything out from the garage where they were inspecting and they were making their plans, so that they'll have plenty of room to walk around. So we made this big old gap here so that they've got plenty of room to do their work. And the idea is that they're gonna redo the panels, move stuff around like we talked about, and then the two power walls are actually gonna go on top of each other, 1, 2, leaving all of this space available for shelves and to put the Nintendo stuff back up and whatnot. So that's should be done today. We should see all of that wiring and even one of the two power walls go up today. So hopefully that goes off without a hitch. And I'm told that we should see the bottom flooring also be finished today, because they only got to not quite the end of the living room with the final flooring. That's the plan. See how well it comes off. While the Tesla guys are working on their thing, the awning people came out and installed the C channel. It's got to get inspected and then they can build our new awning over it, the patio. Alright, so a little change of plans with the power situation. Today, obviously, with the power walls being installed, they have to turn off the power to the whole house. Well, we've got the generator, as you know, and usually that will run the whole office, but there's so much work being done inside the house that they have to use the entire generator. So we went ahead and shut down all the servers, excluding the phones, so people get a nice message, they can leave a voicemail, we can take care of them later. And we use the rest of the power of the generator to give them their other tools, their compressors, the stuff to cut the wood, and of course our phone servers, so that way at least they can continue working during this 3 or 4 hour power outage for the Tesla Powerwall installation. Well, the power's been out for 3 or 4 hours? No, 4 or 5 hours. So we decided to go to Lowe's and get the remaining of this. This is the corner unit my dad and I made. It's got 3 shelves on the bottom, a toaster oven, and an extra microwave, 3 drawers. And then we finished off the corner pieces here for the Keurig, for the coffee maker. So we put in the bottom one and went ahead and finished it up so it looks nice. So this is the, basically it's going to keep these from taking up counter space in the kitchen, because we don't have nearly as much as we did in the old kitchen area, but the island is way bigger. So you get to trade-offs, but I think this matches surprisingly well to this stuff here. So I'm very happy with it. The flooring guys just left, and boy does it look nice. It's all uniform. And then in the wet areas, so like the bathroom here, it actually lines up, but here they added this little thing that separates the two and makes them the same height. And then this is, they did a great job. There's even a weather strip thing there underneath the door. Pretty nice stuff. Well, today they're installing the rest of the awning outside, and it's quite a bit of work. They're going to take about 2 days to finish that, and that way the inspector can finally sign off on at least that portion of it. And little things here and there that the inspector wanted done, like he wanted some plugs removed or changed, and things like that. And then there's little things that they've had us mark pieces of tape on that we need fixed, or things that they missed. So we went around the house and did stuff like that. So getting close. Tomorrow the pods come and the movers come in for all the stuff that we packed away at the beginning of all this. We're getting close. Alright, so adding to the things that my dad and I have made that miraculously match the existing kitchen we bought. Bar stools! These got off of Amazon, and not too bad looking. They took about an hour. We got all 4 created and easy to set up. Alright, move-in day. Pods here. Let's go check it out. And as the pod's here getting ready to unload, there's Tesla getting ready for the second Powerwall installation. So this thing on the back of the car expanded out, and then the truck drives away, and this thing's self-contained, and he's able to slowly lower the pod with these chains and hydraulics. That's wild. Yeah. Alright, there's our new TV, 75-inch 4K Sony Bravia. We're gonna put it up there. Okay, well yesterday was a big day, and as you know, all the furniture came in, so let's see what it all looks like going up the stairs. Here's the L-shaped desk for my mom, so she can have a place to work on scrapbooks and stuff. I've got some friends that want to come over and help her do that, and her big California King bed with the bed stands and a place to put stuff. Her TV, we've got the Alexa Fire Cubes, the TV version, so they'll turn on and off the TV by voice. You can change your channel, subscriptions, etc. And then if we go in here, this is where my dad is. He too has a big old bed. All of his nightstands and everything, they set everything up for us and put the chairs back together and the bed and everything. So it's great to have furniture again. And my room is still a bit of disarray. I haven't put all my furniture back together yet, but that's on today's to-do list, as well as they finished installing the Powerwalls. So there's two Powerwall 2s here, and I'm putting a little chip PC on top of it so we can see the input and output of the Powerwalls to the solar panels or the grid, just to see how much we have left and everything on a whim. Obviously, here's the little chip PC. It's kind of like a Raspberry Pi, but even cheaper. And then eventually we'll have a status display up here that reads how much a solar is making and stuff. So obviously I could do it on my phone, but if my friends are curious how it's doing or whatever, it's kind of like a talking point for the garage. And then in a couple weeks, we'll have all this put up, as well as a ceiling in here to make the garage look a lot nicer, and put all this back up against the wall like it should be. Well guys, that ends part 2. I'm back in my room. It feels really good to sleep in my bed again. I've got my workstation computer all set back up, and boy did I miss being in here. So stay tuned for part 3. This has been great with getting the house nearly finished, and finished with what we call phase 1. Phase 2, and you'll see in the next video, is when we take down the wall to my apartment living room within the house and transfer it to this open space, and turn this area that they made with the double doors outside my blue bathroom into an apartment kitchenette with like a fridge and a microwave oven, and then tear down the wall that's in this room here where we keep all the Lanathon stuff into another living room, but specifically for the apartment for myself, and set up like my flight sim stuff in there and VR and whatnot. So stay tuned for part 2 and part 3, and we're also going to do something with the understairs storage that we saw at the beginning of this video, hopefully involving like this door and making a little cupboard out of that. So see you in the next one.